Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Ascot Racecourse here on Champions Day. It is Saturday, the 16th of October, 2021. We're going to look at all the stakes races on the program from Ascot, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKit5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. It's Champions Day, and it's, for some reason, when I think of Champions Day, I think of a dark, dreary day, pouring down rain. For the first time in quite a while, you're actually going to see good in the going. It's going to be good to soft and good in the straightaway, so, I think it's, with that going, with good weather, I think it's going to make a very competitive race card today at Ascot. So we're going to look at the first 5 races. We won't look at the Balmoral handicap, because I hate that handicap so much. So we're going to look at the group races 1 through 5, the 125, 2 o'clock, 235, 310, and the 350. A lot of races to get to. Let's start off with the first race, 125, which is Group 2. British Champions, a long distance cup. It's Group 2 event for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $685,000, raced for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 12 horses going 3,200 meters, or 2 miles on the turf course. We're going to take the 12 horse, the Mediterranean as top selection. We'll go 12-8-1 and the tri-cash trifecta. 12-8-1 tri-cash trifecta, that's basically my top 3, but the top selections is 12 horse, the Mediterranean, 3-year-old colt by Galileo, Coolmore owns, Aidan O'Brien trains, Ryan Moore gets the mount. You don't see very often this group at 15-1, but I think this horse has been crying out for the 2 miles. Most recently, they ran the horse at the Cur on the 26th September, 2 miles in the Group 3 Long Brown Stakes, and he finished second by 9.5 lengths. He just couldn't get there late. He was traveling well. I didn't think it was a half bad race, but the winner just freaked that day. Coming here, a slower 2 miles here, a little give in the ground, which I think he really likes, getting Ryan Moore up. I think he's sitting on a very good run. 2 back around at Doncaster the 11th of September, mile 13/16 in the St. Ledger. He ran a decent 3rd place finish by 4 3/4 lengths. He wasn't going to catch Hurricane Lane, but he plodded along decently, a little bit of a turn of foot. Nothing bad about that race. And then prior to that, in the Great Voltaire at York, a mile and a half on the 18th of August, he finished second by 1 1/4 lengths behind Yabir, who went on to win here in New York at Belmont in the Jockey Club Derby over the mile and a half about a month ago. So he got beat by a next out winner. But again, Yabir freaked that day, but this horse was plodding along. He wasn't weakening out of it. He was excelling late. Nothing bad about that run. And then the Grand Prix de Paris at Longchamp, a mile and a half from a very wide poster. The horse been 4th by 7.5 lengths and just never really got out. But coming here today off of some decent races, a decent race in the King Edward a few weeks ago, I expect him to really run a good race. At 15-1, let's use him. So to recap my selection for the first, 125 from Ascot, it is the Group 2 British Champions Long Distance Cup. We're going to take the 12 horse, the Mediterranean, as a top selection. Go 12-8-1 in the tri-cash trifecta. The second race at 2 o'clock is the Group 1 British Champions Sprint Stakes. It's Group 1 event for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $728,000, raced for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 20 horses dashing 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the turf course. I'm going to take the number 9 horse here, Creative Force, as a top selection. 985 for me in the tri-cash trifecta. 985 tri-cash trifecta. Top selection 9 horse, Creative Force. 3-year-old Gelding by DeBowie. Good Alfindone. Charlie Appleby trains. William Buick gets the mount. Most recently, they ran the horse on the 4th of September at Haydock. Firm ground, which is a rarity at Haydock. It always seems like it's sludgy heavy there. But firm ground, 6 furlongs in the Group 1 Sprint Cup. And he finished 6th by 3 lengths. And I don't know if he liked the fast ground. He does a little bit better when he has given the ground like he's seeing today. It never got going, wheels are spinning, just not excelling. It wasn't his day to win. Coming back here a little, given the ground and run very well, I'm going to give him another shot. 2 back around in the Group 2 Lennox Stakes at Goodwood, soft ground, 7 furlongs on the 27th of July, and he finished second by a neck. And again, he really had a good trip from the inside. He quickened up a lot. Ken Ross just had the jump on him, but again, nothing bad about the race on the soft ground. And then before that, on firm ground, fast ground in the Group 1 July Cup over at Newmarket, 6 furlongs, 10th of July. He finished 5th by 1 3/4 lengths, and he just never really got going. Like I said, I don't think he likes the fast ground, because before that here at Ascot, on soft ground in the Group 3 Jersey Stakes, he won by 1 1/4 lengths, and he went for fun, quickening up nicely. He just destroyed the group of horses home and could have probably won by more. He's run very good speed figures so far this season. Like I said, when he runs on soft ground, those go up even more. At 6-1, let's give him a shot, and let's give William Buick a shot to go for that jockey title. But your second likeliest winner also is the 8 horse Ken Ross, and the Prix de la Forêt 2 weeks ago at Longchamp, he finished 4th by 4 lengths, and I thought the wide poster, I got to him, but he was excelling, cutting back to 6, a little drier ground. I think he gets something going also from the stand side, which I like. Before that, the Primo Race to Geese, he just really couldn't get a good trip there. But if he could run like the Lennox Stakes, he could definitely win here. And if he runs the John O'Gone, he could definitely win here. They tried him routing earlier this season, which wasn't very good at Maidan. But when they brought him to a sprinting trip, he's really been excelling. At 10-1 with Frankie up, he could definitely win on paper. But to recount my selection for the second, the 2 o'clock from Ascot, it's the Group 1 British Champion Sprint Stakes. We're going to take the 9-horse Creative Cause as a top, Creative Force as a top selection. Give kudos to the 8-horse Kinross. We'll go 9-8-5 Tri-Cash Trifecta, 9-8 in your place pot. Let's get to the third race now, the 235, which is the Group 1 British Champions Fillies and Mares Stakes. It's Group 1 event for Class 1 horses, going for a purse $685,000. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards, Fillies Mares only. We have a field of 8 horses going to post. The distance of ground of 2,400 meters, or the distance of ground here of 1.5 miles on the turf course. I'm going to take the favorite, the 8-horse Snowfall. We'll go 8-3-1 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 8-3-1 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection 8-horse Snowfall. Coolmore owns and O'Brien trains. Ryan Moore gets on this 3-year-old filly by Deep Impact. Most recently, the horse ran just under 2 weeks ago, 13 days ago at Longchamp. 1.5 miles in the Group 1 Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. And the horse finished 6 by 4 3/4 lengths. She never quickened up as the favorite, but she never weakened out of it either. She just kind of plodded along. It was an okay race, but stepping way down the class ladder, back to a little bit given the ground, not as soft as she saw at Longchamp, a better 1.5 miles for her. I think she could really run a lot better run. 2 back in the Group 1 Prix Vermeil at Longchamp, 1.5 miles on the 12th of September. She finished second by 4 1/4 lengths. The winner, Tiona, just really ran that better race. But again, this horse was, plodding along decently. And then the Yorkshire Oaks at York, 1.5 miles on the 19th of August, winning by 4 lengths. She won for fun, basically, there, and then won for fun in the Irish Oaks, won the Oaks at Epsom for fun, and won the Musadora at York even easier. Her only subpar races was, I thought the Prix Vermeil, even in the Arc, she ran decently, but coming back here, lesser quadra horses. A 4-1, 4-5, not 4-1. She was 4-1 today. I put everything I own on her, but a 4-5. She's a very likely winner. If there could be a slight upset, it could be the 3-horse Asada, or Shada. The Jim Crowley's on this one for Roger Varian. Most recently, they ran the horse in the Yorkshire Oaks, where the horse really tailed off, never really getting into it. But out of a decent place before then, the Ribblesdale here at Royal Ascot in June, and a decent race at Newbury in May. Another horse, she could get a piece of it, but you're gonna have to see Deep Impact run her like D race. I even think if Deep Impact, what am I saying? If Snowfall runs her D race, then the other one could win. But even on her C race, I think Snowfall could win on paper. But she's really run these great races this year. But to recount my selection now for the 235, the third race from Ascot's Group 1 British Champions Filly Mare Stakes, let's take the 8-horse Snowfall. Like I said, a bit of a price play. Could be the 3-horse Ashada. We'll go 8-3-1 Tri-Cash Trifecta. The co-featured 4th race now from Ascot, the 310. It is the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth II Stakes, the QE2 Cup. It's a Group 1 event going for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $1.5 million. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards. 10 horses are going 1,600 meters or a mile on the turf course. I'm going to take here the number 6-horse Bayade. I'm going to go 6-4-5 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 6-4-5 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection 6-horse Bayade. This 3-year-old colt by Sea the Stars. Jim Crowley's on this one for William Haggis. Most recent outing the Group 1 Primoline, the Longchamp at Longchamp, 1 mile on the 5th of September, and the horse won by 1 for fun, winning by 1.5 lengths. Was under the drive. He quickened up nicely in the front end, and he beat home a British Cup Classic winner, a British Cup Mile winner, and a Classic winner also. Quickened up nicely. It just kept going. A very good run, first time Group 1 quality horses. Back to this side of the pond. Lesser, again, top quality horses, but with a given the ground, I really think this horse could go a long way, and I think he's been on the up and up. Really like that last run. 2 back in the Group 3 Bottoms Thoroughbred Stakes at Goodwood, yielding ground 1 mile on the 30th of July, winning by 6.5 lengths. Again, nobody was stopping him that day on the front, and he quickened up, and he had the speed to win there. Very, very good run. And then prior to that, Illicit Stakes Newmarket, 1 mile 8th of July, winning by 4 lengths at 91 cents a dollar. He was on cruise control throughout. He's been improving with every single race. Coming here, love the stand side posture, can handle a slight given the ground. 2-1, let's take him. You can't throw Pal's Pier either, but I don't like the lines between races. Gosden has mentioned that he does run decently off of the lines between races, but still, he's had a great season though. In the pre-Jacques Maurice at Deauville, winning by a neck, he had to be used a lot that day, but it was a very good run, beating home Order of Australia, who was a British Cup mile winner, like I said earlier. Then before that, the Queen Anne over this course, winning by 1.5 lengths, a completely different going on very fast ground, but he still won easily. And then the Lockins, which I thought was his best race this season, he just went away with it on cruise control throughout. A very, very good run. He ran this race last year on very, very wet ground where he just was not excelling, and also he lost a shoe. You need to keep the shoes on to get a good grip on that wet ground. But like I said, I just don't like the gaps between races, and that race here last year just kind of is a head scratcher. And I also think sometimes he does run his better races on a little faster ground. But, at 8-5 he can win. But I think by 8 from the wide post draws on the up and up, I might have the slight edge from that post draw. So to recount my selection for the 4th, the 310 from Ascot, it is the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth II Stakes. Let's take the 6 horse by 8. Give kudos to the 4 horse Pals Pier. 6, 4, 5 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. The 5th race, the featured 5th race, the 350. It is the Group 1 Champion Stakes. It's a Group 1 event for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $1.7 million. Races for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 10 horses going to post a distance of ground to 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the turf course. I'm going to take the 1 horse Idabe as a top selection. 154 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta for me. 154 Tri-Cash Trifecta, top selection 1 horse Idabe. This Semaru Gillen by Pivotal. Tar Marquand gets an out for William Haggis. The horse's most recent outing came to Group 1 Eclipse at Sandown, yielding ground a mile and a quarter on 3rd of July, and the horse finished second by 3.25 lengths. St. Mart Basilica really freaked that day, won for fun. This horse, he just kept going, just maybe a little bit at the end of a very tough spring campaign, just couldn't keep up, but he ran his heart out. Coming here, a very fresh horse, back to Ascot where he could handle, given the ground. I think he's going to be locked and loaded to really run his best race today. 2 backer in the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth at Randwick in Australia, a mile and a quarter, 17th of April, and he won by a half length on the very quick turnaround of about 20 days. He settled well in the front end, he quickened up nicely, and he kept going, a very good run. It wasn't the world's toughest Group 1, but he got the job done there. And then at Rosehill and Sydney, in Australia, a mile and a quarter in the Group 1 Ravenet. The horse finished second by length. Neither race there was the horse's first start of the season, and the wheels were spinning there, but wasn't the world's worst race for him. Ran here last year in the Champion Stakes on soft ground over the mile and a quarter, and he won by 2.25 lengths, and from a stupidly wide poster against some very tough horses, he freaked. He won for fun. That was a very good run. Before that, at Arago, a mile and a quarter in Illicit Stakes, he won by 3/4 length, and if off of that run, he should not freak next time out, that's for sure. But he had a very under-the-radar 2020 season. 2021, he won all across the world. He's run these decent races. Like I said, he's the kind of horse, not like Pals Pier. He's a horse, I think, off the bench, should really be rearing to go. At 7-1, I like him a lot. The 5 horse Adayar, I think, is your second likeliest winner. He was your Derby winner earlier this season. Came back to win the King George over the mile and a half here at Ascot, and then really ran a disappointing 4th in the Arc, where I just don't think he was 100% cranked. But cutting back in trip, he's going to have to save some ground from wide post draw, but I think he can win at 2-1. We can use him in your place pots. But to recount my selection for the 350, a very exciting Group 1 Champions Stakes, let's take the 1 horse Adayab as a top selection. Give kudos to the 5 horse Adayar. We'll go 154 Tri-Cash Trifecta, 1-5 in your place pot. Now the 6th race, the 4:30, the Balmoral Handicap. It's a race I just can't stand. It's just up there with the Champion Bumper at Cheltenham. And by the way, join me next week for my Cheltenham preview for the opening weekend of the jumps there. But it's just one of those races that anybody could win, and it's just a head scratcher, and I just wouldn't feel confident giving out a tip, because if I give out a tip in this race, it's going to be half the field. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKit5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And remember to join me next week for my Cheltenham preview, and about 3 weeks for my Breeders' Cup preview. Good luck, everybody.